Hi guys, it's Colette, and today we're going to be kicking off Water Marble March 2018 with a new to me technique. If you like nail art, be sure you're subscribed to my channel, My Simple Little Pleasures, and if you'd like to see how I did this design, just stay tuned. Starting out with clean, dry nails, I'm going to begin with a base coat. Today I'm using Ready for Takeoff, which is a peel-off base, and you can use whichever is your personal favorite. For my first try at this technique, I decided to just keep it really simple with black and white. For my white, I'm going to be using Zoya Purity, and for my black, I'm going to be using Zoya Willow. Purity will be the base color, and then once I get a couple coats of that applied, I'm going to go ahead and protect around my nails using Simply Peel. So this is not quite a water marble, but I feel like it's a close enough relation to fit in with this month. And as far as I know, this technique was created by Jessica from Perfect 10 Nails. And one of my viewers, Kenzie, tagged me in one of her posts, and I thought it looked really cool. And at first I wasn't going to include it this month, and then I just kind of changed my mind at the last minute because I really wanted to give it a try. So what I'm going to do is add just one drop of black polish into the cup, and I'm going to let it mostly dry. Even give it a little blow to speed that up, and I'm going to be working with 2 orange sticks. Jessica actually, in the tutorial that I saw, used wet Q-tips, so which you prefer is up to you. And I'm going to give it a little tap in the middle to see if it's kind of mostly dry. Give it a little bit more of a blow, and then I'm going to take my orange sticks and I'm just going to go from each side and pinch it together in the middle. And the possibilities with this are really endless, but I was having a little bit of trouble quite getting it down, and this really simple design I thought was good for my first attempt at it. So I'm just going to kind of line my nail up in here, just like I would dip for a water marble. And I'm trying to get the areas where I pinched it kind of on the sides of my nails and dip in like that. And pull it out, and there is the result. So I'm glad, I'll admit I almost skipped the liquid latex on this because I thought, oh, maybe it won't be that messy, but I'm glad that I didn't skip it, because now I can easily get in here, find the edge, and peel off. Whoa, okay, that's slightly a problem. Because it is slightly dry, I was trying to almost pull up the rest here. I'm just going to try and carefully break that polish with my tweezers. There, now it should come off. Whoa, whoa, a little bit of goober at the edge there. Okay, 1 nail down, 9 to go. I don't think that turned out too bad. And now I know I need to watch out for the edges not breaking because the pattern is already dry. If you notice here, I had my fingers stuck together and I lost most of my latex on this finger, so I think I might just use this as an experiment to see how messy it is without the latex, and then the rest of them are already protected. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys that a couple more times. Whoa. Okay, now you can see here I've got it a little bit stuck to the orange stick, and I didn't do a lot of testing with this, but I think from what I can tell, that's usually when the polish isn't actually quite dry enough, which is a weird thing to say when you're talking about like a water marbling technique. But this technique is all about using that dryness to create these cool wrinkle effects. And, you know, some of them look like petals, some of them look like smoke, some of them look like, you know, a lace veil that's overlapping on itself, which I assume is where she got the name of the veiled technique. But it just has, like so many things with nail art, a little bit of a learning curve. I'm definitely still at the beginning of that learning curve, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. And I tried it with, oh, that one's still too wet, dang it. I tried it with the wet Q-tips, and I wasn't having very much luck with that. So which you prefer is going to come down to your personal preference. I'm going to try and have a little bit more patience with this one. The other thing is you don't want it to get too dry, or it may not want to actually stick on your nail. So there's a little sweet spot that I don't fully understand yet, but I really like the results, so it's worth learning. There we go. That one turned out pretty good. And I'm actually going to make this my simply peeled nail. Again, I'm going to just line it up in there with the areas I pinched to the side of my nail and dip in. And I don't think with this that bubbles are really as much as a problem as with traditional water marbling, at least so far in my very limited testing. But like I said, oh, look at this. So as I'm kind of breaking it along the sides of my nail, it's actually dry enough that it did not stick to my skin. So how's that? A little bit of cleanup on the tip, and you want to be just careful. Quite a bit of water in there too. Be careful not to like peel it off peel it over, like catch it and, you know, ruin the tip of your nail. I don't know exactly how to describe that, but you just want to make sure to clean it from the underside without ruining the top side. And if there's some that even get stuck under there, that's fine, because we can take care of that when we really go in and do a close-up cleanup with the cleanup brush. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up around the edges with my usual brush dipped in acetone. But one thing I almost forgot to mention is, while I don't see any problem with the bubbles here, the creases may be more raised than you want. So at this point, which is when I would usually press the bubbles flat, either before or after I do my cleanup, I'm just gonna, with my finger, very gently press those creases as flat as they'll go. And you know, everyone, just like a marble, is going to be a little bit different. So some of them may lay really flat, and some of them may have more texture to them, especially if you are doing more than one pinch or more than one gathering of the polish. So we'll see. I probably will have to do 2 coats of top coat, probably maybe, to get this to all smooth out. But we'll worry about that after I do my second hand. I'm going to skip the Simply Peel altogether on my right hand because that one experiment nail went so well. But I do want to show you guys, just because when I do something for the first time, I try to be really thorough, show you guys my success and my failures, and I don't know. I just feel like when it's the first time, I really want to make sure to cover my bases, and when I get around to maybe the second or third or 50th time of doing something, you know, I know more of the technique and I know more specifically of what I want to show. But the thing with this technique that I find so wonderful and so similar to water marbling is that everyone is going to be a little bit different. And that's cool. The other thing with this that's a little bit tricky is that since you're not anchoring it to the sides of the cup, sometimes you want to turn the cup and you can't quite. So in this case, I'm just going to gently swirl the water to actually get the pattern to turn to the direction that I want, and then go ahead and dip in. Finally, I'm going to finish off with a top coat, and as usual, I'm using Sèche Vite. I think I managed to get these pressed pretty flat, so I may be able to get away with 1 coat, but we'll just see how smooth they are after applying this. So here's the finished manicure, and well, there are probably like half a dozen things I would do differently the next time I try this technique. I really, really like how it turned out. I will be linking Perfect 10 Custom Nails down in the information box. I'll be linking to both her Instagram and her YouTube page if you would like to check her out, which I highly recommend. And I'd love to hear what you guys think of this. I definitely think I'll be revisiting this because it's just spawning all kinds of ideas in my head. And I'd like to try just another simple pattern like this again too, and see if I can resolve some of the, I don't want to call them problems because like I said, I really like this, but some of the inconsistencies. Like you can see here, the designs on my right hand turned out quite a bit darker than the designs on my left hand. And I'm thinking that's either due to using heavier drops of polish, like more polish, or possibly due to them not quite spreading out as much as the first hand, as the water got a little bit more residue in it. I wasn't really being very careful to clean it out in between because I wasn't trying to get the polish to spread all the way to the edge, but I think I do need to make sure that it's spreading consistently for all nails. The only other problem that really bothered me was, although it seemed to be pressed against the nail, you can probably see some of these little small speckles. They're almost like what happens in a water marble if you go over bubbles with a top coat. But I think it's more like the polish, although it was flat, wasn't actually stuck to my nail. And so the bristles of the brush with the top coat actually caused it to like flake up a little bit. Sorry, I'm still getting a little bit used to this camera angle. It's like I realize I'm drifting out of frame. But what I was going to say is this may be another technique that could really benefit from some yellow stopper, just to give the nails a little bit added tackiness and help that dry polish stick on instead of flaking off. A couple other things, and I'm sure I'll continue. I'll be like laying in bed at night and be like, oh my God, next time I have to do this, but that'll be for a later time, possibly later this week. But the next installment of Water Marble March will be a traditional water marble. So make sure you have your notifications on if you don't want to miss that. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, thanks for watching.